Mark, thank you. There does seem to be some fallout here in Atlanta. Police responded swarming Atlantic Station last night after someone left a book bag in the parking garage. Someone said, quote, an Arab man left it there. That was not confirmed. CBS46's Yasmina Olsen is there live. Yasmina, because this happened just hours after the terror attack in Manhattan, are some now making a connection, specifically reaction to this perceived threat?
Well, I asked the executive director at the Council on American Islamic Relations here in Atlanta about the incident here at Atlantic Station, as well as with what happened in New York. And while he says it's good to be safe, he says you should be careful not to stereotype.
Edward Mitchell walks into these doors every day to fight for those who can't always do it alone.
CAIR's main focus is countering anti-Muslim discrimination, much like the NAACP defends African Americans from racism. CAIR defends American Muslims from Islamophobia.
The job Mitchell and others in his office do is most important right now.
There's been a sharp rise in anti-Muslim hate crimes. There's been a sharp rise in anti-Muslim sentiment, and it's largely been brought on by both politicians spreading Islamophobia and terrorist groups engaging in these horrific acts.
One of Mitchell's main jobs is to showcase that Islam is not defined by the actions of a few.
We don't blame Christianity for the KKK, just like we don't blame patriotism for Timothy McVeigh. No one should blame American Muslims or Islam for the actions of these homicidal lunatics.
But he admits it does happen.
A very small minority of bigoted people think otherwise. A very small minority of bigots will engage in violence against Muslims.
Then there's the stereotyping. We told Mitchell about an incident at Atlantic Station, a call claiming an Arab man left a book bag in the parking deck.
See someone leave a bag on the floor at the airport and walk away, that's suspicious. If you see someone leave a bag on the floor at a mall and walk away, maybe a little less suspicious, but it's fine to report that.
His response was simple.
The person's race or faith does not matter. It's their behavior that should matter.
And Mitchell says the biggest change that he'd like to see is for people to educate themselves on Islam and trying not to stereotype. He also says that the most anti-Muslim bigotry that they see comes during election time from politicians rather than after acts of terrorism.
Yasmina, here in Atlanta, how many cases does the Council of American Islamic Relations work on, the average?
Mitchell says obviously they work on a ton of cases here in Atlanta, but right now they have about a dozen active cases, and some of those are legal cases, and some of them are not. Sharon?
Yasmina Olsen for us, live in Atlantic Station. Thank you. CBS 46 will bring you continuing coverage of the story on air and online at CBS46.com as the details.